Is the Cybertruck underrated? Oh, if you don't think so, you're about to find out. I'm here looking like Luigi and Mario all combined into one. But I'm here to tell you about why I think the Cybertruck is the most underrated truck ever built. And as of right now, it might be, and I know that the hype is still crazy, but I legitimately think people are not understanding how cool this is. So let's start with the buying patterns, because buying patterns have completely changed. We used to buy cars for what we needed them for. That was the past. This is not anymore that story. A lot of people will buy a Sterrato and will not take it to the track or to the mud. A lot of people will buy an F-150 and will never go and do any work at a farm or anything like that. A lot of people will buy a McLaren and they won't take it to the track. Wow, am I just talking about myself here? But that's the reality. I think as culture has evolved, cars have become more of a status symbol more than before, because now there's so many different things to let you express yourself. There's so many models, so many different cars, and this creates a unique opportunity for car makers to go bananas and build a legacy. And I think Tesla's taking care of that with this Cybertruck. I want to go one by one about what are the coolest things that make this Cybertruck still underrated, as much as people want to say that it's overrated, because legitimately, it's still a sleeper. It's still a sleeper. One is just how cool it is. It's just so different from everything else, and there's no denying it. Whether you like it or hate it, this is making a statement wherever you take it. And that in itself has a lot more value than people attribute to the Cybertruck. So the cool factor is a mega, and a lot of people are going to say, well, that's going to die down. Not really. I don't care how many I'm going to see on the road. The more they ramp up production, the more I'm seeing on the street. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's not getting older. It's getting cooler to see more and more of these. And I love that people are taking them upon themselves to make theirs as unique as possible, with so many different wrap combinations, with so many different modifications on it. It's definitely becoming a culture within a culture in the car world. And the cool effect, you can't take it away, because you cannot take it away from a kid's face when they see this thing rolling by and the big ass smile that they put up. Guys, that doesn't just happen just because it's rare and there's not many. It happens because it's cool. By wire is a game changer, and I know this one's going to be a really hard one for a lot of people to understand to what level if you haven't experienced it. But just so you guys know, if you're watching this for the first time, you don't know what steering by wire is Tesla created the Cybertruck with a 48 volt architecture, right? So that they can actually connect your steering wheel like a joystick to a freaking video game, people, okay? So that means there's no direct correlation or connection, mechanically speaking, between the wheels and the steering wheel. It's all a joystick. It's very artificial. And I thought, man, that's gonna be a bummer. It's not like Teslas have the best steering in the world, but you know, this is gonna be even more artificial. And I gotta say, it's completely a game changer. And why? Because this is the way every regular car should turn. After driving this every single day for a month, I can tell you that this is the way a steering wheel should work. I find myself in my Model S, I find myself, maybe not in a McLaren right now, but in any other car I drive, making a U-turn and turning the wheel like an idiot a billion times, which, by the way, to a lot of you, that's normal. I understand that. But it feels stupid. It feels wasteful. It feels like this is the right way that every single car should do it. So steering by wire is a mega big plus, and I legitimately think they need to do this in every single Tesla model that there is, and if they can, in every other car. Perhaps not racing cars, but like regular dailies that don't have a great feel for their driving. There's no need, none, to turn the wheel so many times just to move it into one direction. So steering by wire, a total game changer. Now, the next one is the rear wheel steering. I know that a lot of people have already mentioned it. I already mentioned it, but man, it's a game changer. I'm switching lanes right now. And when I switch lanes and I'm done, you see the momentum of the weight inside of the car. And normally when you go from one lane to another, you make your move and then you got to do something like this where the car corrects and then you wobble a little bit. I'm sure anyone that has a big car is familiar with the wobble when you're going from one side to the other. This doesn't have it. I took this to a thermal racetrack, which is like 2 hours away from here. And at some point I went through some twisty roads, and I gotta say, the way the car changes directions, the way that it carries the weight through one turn to another is just magnificent for such a big truck. Driving a pickup truck is always fun, and honestly, a lot of people that have never experienced a pickup truck, they won't understand how good they are at daily driving. They're fun. This is that times 20. It's so smooth. It's so good. It makes you forget that you're driving a big car, but specifically, it's incredible when making small maneuvers. Like getting in and out of a parking spot, in and out of the garage with these short moves with the rear wheel tires moving to the opposite way that the front ones do. It's a game changer in a car this big. I think anyone that drives any car that's not small should request this. It's a game changer in every single way that you drive, and it's delicious. The next one is how comfortable the suspension is and how quiet inside of the cabin is. Legitimately makes it feel like a way more expensive car than what you're driving. I was expecting this car to be great and it was fun, and then after driving it for a while, the hype was gonna die down and I wasn't gonna want to drive it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. No, this is a very relaxing car to drive around, other than the attention that you get right now, which will go away because there's more and more cars coming out. Other than the attention that you're getting, this is a very pleasant car to drive. And I use the word pleasant. It's immaculate. When you're driving a pickup truck, when I like my Raptor, for example, the amount of noise, road noise that comes through from like the thin windows and like the big tires and even the Rivian at certain speeds, because the windshield is literally like this, like a G-Wagon, that doesn't exist in here. This is a very luxurious experience. So you're getting a lot more luxury than you probably ever imagined on a pickup truck. And that is a major, yeah. And the bumps and going into driveways, I don't know what kind of black magic they put into this air suspension, but there's no wobble, there's no throwing people around inside. It's very, very, very elegant in every single way that it moves. And I just can't get enough. Like, I get in any other car that I have right now and I feel like, oh man, I'm driving a truck. But I'm not. This is when I'm driving the truck and it doesn't feel like it. It's chef's kiss in Italian. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The sound system in this thing is incredible. I used to have a Model X, which I named the Hot Box Hot Topics, because I like to do certain things inside of it that was fun and whatnot, and then put some music and really enjoy it. That has nothing to do with it. Like, this is other level. You guys like to bump your music. You guys like to be comfortable, like to be driven around too, because there's so much space inside. This is the car to do it. Sound system is so on point, and there's no name brands whatsoever in the speakers. The speakers are quite hidden everywhere, which I think makes it too a very unexpected mega plus that the car has. Dashboard. I know not a lot of people talk about this and they just say, oh, it's so big and so weird. But dude, You have a window right there, you have a window right here, and the fact that the glass goes like this allows for not so much cabin noise to come from the wind, which is perfect. Also creates less drag, which whatever. But it's so cool that you have such a gigantic dashboard windshield right in front of you with the glass in here, just very McLaren-like. Come on, those are differences that matter because it's unique. And last but not least, this car puts everyone in a great mood when they see it, but better yet, it's a party beast. You can literally use this as an ice cooler, and you can put all of the beers, all of your mezcal right here, and take it to party, and even open them up with this right here. So it's a car for every single occasion, and specifically to have fun with your friends and family, have some really quality time together, and do some exploring. What does it better than the Cybertruck? All right, now we're all done. These are all the things that make the Cybertruck, in my view, one of the most underrated cars ever still on the market, even though there's a lot of hype behind it. And I gotta say, I gotta really say, I didn't even use the acceleration or anything like that that's specific to the Cyber Beast, because whether it's an all-wheel drive dual motor or this one, they both do all of the stuff that I told you that makes it special so much better than everyone else. And this is where the competition is lacking. And this is where I want to salute Elon Musk and everybody at Tesla for doing something that has already existed many times before, and in so many different versions. And you really did something completely new, something different, and really elevating the game for everyone. So yeah, the Cybertruck is one of the most underrated cars, still with the hype today, because if you drive it, you're gonna love it, period.